My name is Carol Lucio. I am the Ohio SAD State Coordinator. I am also a volunteer for Junior Achievement, and we're going to be talking about career success for the next 7 sessions. Junior Achievement Career Success helps to prepare you for future jobs, which sounds kind of funny right now, but before you know it, you'll be in the workforce. So if I asked, what is your current job? You might answer, be a student. Exactly. So you want to be a good student, and many of these things that we'll go over, you can apply to being a good student as your job. So JA Career Success, this is the path that we're going to go through. We're going to start with the 4 C's in the first 3 lessons: creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration. Then we'll move into session 4, demonstrating soft skills. Session 5, knowing your work priorities, what you want to do. Session 6, know who's hiring. And session 7, know your personal brand, which you are creating even now. So in this session, we're going to just focus on 2 of the 4 C's, creativity and critical thinking. So when I say creativity or critical thinking, what might you think of? Creativity is pretty obvious, right? We all know what that is. Critical thinking is the process of using logic and reasoning to make a judgment. So now what we want to do is have your teacher hand out these problem-solving packets to all the students. So teachers, please pause here and hand these out to the students. When you're ready, hit play again, and I'll be ready to go through what's next. Okay. So hopefully everybody has your problem-solving packets. All right? So decisions have consequences. So we are going to talk about what those decisions might be. And we're going to ignore what's on the front here. I want to present to you a different scenario. So let's talk about this. You just received your driver's license, and you ask your dad if you can borrow his car on Friday night. He wants to know where you plan on going, and you tell him that you want to drive 3 of your friends to the movie theater. He quickly says, no, you aren't ready to drive in a car full of loud teenagers. You yell that he's unfair and is trying to ruin your life. He says that now you have to wait a month before you can borrow his car for any reason. What could you have done differently? There are lots of possibilities what you could do differently. 1, maybe you ask your dad to drive you and your friends to the movie theater. Okay, not as cool, but this would get you and your friends to the movies together, but you'd have to rely on your dad. All right, possibility number 2. Ask your dad if it would be okay to borrow the car if you only took 1 other friend with you, and let the others know they need to make other arrangements. Possible consequences: the friends you don't select to pick up are angry, right? And they also might pressure you to pick them up anyway, and you would be breaking the law and your father's trust. Solution number 3, wait until your parents go to sleep Friday night and sneak dad's car out and pick up your friends to go to a later showing of the movie. Possible consequences: you're breaking the law, being a driver under age 18, driving at night with people other than your family in your car. Those are the graduated driver's licensing or GDL laws that are in place in Ohio to keep you safe. You break your father's trust, and you could get grounded in punishment if you get caught, which you are likely to get caught. So there might be other solutions you would think of. Maybe go pick up one friend at a time. What other things could you think of? So what we're going to do in your activity today is you are going to look as a team at a problem, and you're going to brainstorm as a team, what are some potential solutions, what are the consequences of those solutions, and then make a decision to act on one of those potential solutions. So everybody turn to page 2. At the top where it says instructions. You want to make sure that when you get in your group, you get your team order overload poster. You're going to open it up all the way. All right? As a team, you want to read the situation. Right here. Everybody read and understand the situation. Look through all the paperwork provided here. There's several different pieces. And there are some things that should stand out on this poster if you look closely to find that there have been some mistakes made. So together, you need to brainstorm all the possible alternative solutions, record the pros and cons, and then make your decision to act. So this is your problem-solving tool at the bottom. Over here is where you can ID the potential solutions, analyze it, and act. So now you're going to do your activity. And teachers, this is where you would pause me. Okay. Now, to wrap up, did everybody find that there were too many of one item ordered? Did anybody see that on your poster? They accidentally ordered 22 of the Sims 2 pet. There were no returns allowed. So what do? You also could see that over here. It was right here, if you looked closely and you found this. So, yikes. Okay. All right. So the problem-solving activity that you did today requires you to use some critical thinking and some creativity on what you could do. I'm sure some of you came up with some really creative ideas on what you could do to solve your inventory issue. You can use this same tip, IDing your problem, looking at the pros and cons and alternatives and making a solution to anything in your life, to challenges you have with others or your parents, like we talked about. All right, so being critical thinkers, that's a key thing that employers look for in hiring someone. They also want to see creativity in how to solve problems. Thank you for your time. We'll see you next time where we are going to talk about communication and conflict management.